Today, we're getting into something really fundamental. We're looking beyond just being productive, you know?
Right.
We're exploring how to become truly effective in, well, everything. Our guide for this is Stephen R. Covey's classic, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, specifically drawing from a really helpful summary guide.
And it's amazing how relevant this still is.
Absolutely. This isn't about quick fixes, is it? It's more about a deep personal shift.
Exactly. The book came out way back in 1989, sold over 40 million copies, and it's still recommended constantly by leaders, CEOs, educators. It just endures.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I think it boils down to Covey's core idea, the character ethic. He basically argues that real success, the kind that lasts, starts from the inside out.
Yeah.
It's this idea that who you are is more important than what you do. Effectiveness comes from aligning your habits with these timeless principles.
Makes sense.
And he breaks it down nicely. First, the private victory, mastering yourself. Then public victory, succeeding with others. And finally, renewal, keeping it all going. It's a whole journey.
Right, because you can't really succeed with others if your own house isn't in order, so to speak.
Precisely.
So let's start there with that private victory. These are the habits about self-mastery, getting your internal world right.
Okay, so habit 1, be proactive. Now, this is more than just taking initiative.
Right, I think people often misunderstand that one.
They do. Covey's point is deeper. It's about realizing that between what happens to you and how you respond, there's a space. And in that space is your power to choose.
Taking responsibility.
Full responsibility. For your life, your reactions, your mindset, no blaming circumstances or your genes or other people. Covey said it powerfully. I am not a product of my circumstances. I am a product of my decisions. And the real kicker is focusing your energy on your circle of influence, the things you can actually do something about, rather than worrying about things you can't. That actually expands your influence over time.
That's a massive mental shift, moving from being reactive to being, well, the driver of your own life. Okay, so once you take that responsibility, what's next? What are you driving towards?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That leads perfectly into habit 2. Begin with the end in mind.
Living with purpose.
Yes, not just drifting. It means starting everything a project, a meeting, even your day, with a clear vision of where you want to end up.
Like having a destination before you start the journey.
Precisely. Covey famously suggests writing a personal mission statement. He calls it a compass for your life.
So you don't climb the ladder only to find it's against the wrong wall.
That's the classic analogy, yeah. It keeps you focused on what truly matters to you.
Okay, so you're proactive, you know your destination. How do you manage the journey day to day?
That brings us to habit 3. Put first things first. This is where effective management comes in. But it's not just about to-do lists.
It's about priorities.
It's about prioritizing based on importance, not just urgency. Think about it, things like building relationships, working on long-term goals, your health. These are incredibly important, right?
Yeah, but they rarely feel urgent until something goes wrong.
Exactly. They get pushed aside by the urgent noise, the emails, the immediate demands, the ringing phone. Covey calls these important but not urgent things quadrant 2 activities.
Okay.
And the insight is, if you consistently schedule and prioritize those things, you actually reduce the number of crises and urgent problems down the line. You spend less time firefighting.
That makes so much sense. It's proactive time management, really. Requires discipline, though. Saying no to the urgent but unimportant stuff.
Huge discipline. And the ability to organize and execute around those core priorities.
Okay, so those first 3 habits build that internal foundation, the private victory.
Yeah.
But we don't live in a vacuum, right? We need to interact with others effectively.
Absolutely. And that's the transition to the public victory habits, how we succeed with other people.
So where do we start there?
We start with habit 4. Think win-win. This is a fundamental shift in mindset for many people.
Away from competition.
Away from seeing success as a zero-sum game. Yeah, it's not if I win, you lose, or even I'll lose so you can win. It's about actively seeking mutual benefit in all your interactions.
Finding solutions where everybody feels good about the outcome.
Exactly. Where both parties genuinely win, it builds trust, fosters collaboration. It's about looking for that third alternative that's better for everyone involved, not just compromising where everyone loses a bit.
That sounds ideal, but, challenging in practice sometimes, especially if the other person isn't thinking win-win.
It definitely can be, which is why the next habit is so critical.
Which is?
Habit 5. Seek first to understand, than to be understood.
Ah, the communication one. This feels huge. Most people listen just waiting for their turn to talk.
That's the default, isn't it?
Hmm.
We listen to reply to make our point. Covey says effective people flip that completely. They practice empathetic listening.
What does that mean, really? Empathetic listening.
It means listening with the genuine intent to understand, to see the world from the other person's point of view, to understand their feelings, their needs, their perspective, before you even think about presenting your own case.
Getting inside their frame of reference.
Yes. And when you do that, it's amazing how it changes the dynamic. People feel heard, defenses drop, and you create a space for real problem solving and connection. Then, when you do express yourself, you can do it clearly and respectfully, and they're much more likely to listen.
That deep understanding must be the foundation for the next habit, then.
It really sets the stage perfectly for habit 6, synergize.
Synergy. Okay, sometimes feels like a bit of a corporate buzzword. What does Covey mean by it?
Yeah, it can sound like that. But Covey's meaning is much richer. It's about creative cooperation.
More than just teamwork.
Much more. It's when the whole is actually greater than the sum of its parts. It happens when people genuinely value differences, different opinions, perspectives, strengths.
So 1 + 1 = 3 or 10 or 100?
Exactly. It's not compromise, where 1 + 1 = 1.5. It's about leveraging those differences to come up with new, better solutions that no single person could have thought of alone. It's finding that amazing third alternative through true collaboration.
Okay, that makes sense. Valuing the differences, not just tolerating them. These habits really build on each other. You get yourself right, then your interactions. But how do you keep it all going? It sounds like a lot.
It is a commitment. And that's where the final habit comes in, the one that sustains all the others. Habit 7, sharpen the saw.
Like keeping your tools sharp.
Precisely. It's the habit of self-renewal. You can't keep practicing the other 6 habits effectively if you're running on empty or burnt out.
So this is about self-care.
Yes, but in a balanced, holistic way. Covey identifies 4 key dimensions you need to regularly invest in. First, the physical, exercise, nutrition, sleep, stress management.
The basics, but crucial.
Absolutely. Then the mental, reading, learning, thinking critically, planning, writing, keeping your mind engaged and growing. Third is the social emotional, building relationships, practicing empathy, like in habit 5, contributing to others, nurturing your connections.
Right.
And finally, the spiritual dimension.
Hmm.
This is about connecting to your core values, your purpose, finding meaning. It could be through meditation, prayer, spending time in nature, art, music, service, whatever centers you.
So it's about constantly investing in yourself across all these areas to stay balanced and effective long term.
Exactly. It ensures you have the capacity and energy to live the other habits. It's the principle of continuous improvement applied to yourself.
What an incredibly comprehensive framework. You know, bringing this all together, the main thing that hits home for me is Covey's central message. This isn't about learning tricks or techniques.
No, not at all.
It's about fundamentally changing who you are, becoming the kind of person who naturally lives by these principles. It's about building character, and these habits are the way to do it.
That's the heart of it. True effectiveness flows from your character.
They're definitely not quick fixes. It feels more like a lifelong commitment, a way of living that makes you a better leader, partner, thinker, just a better human being.
Well said. And maybe we can just quickly recap those 7 habits as takeaways.
Great idea.
Okay, so
Be proactive, take responsibility, choose your response.
got it.
2, begin with the end in mind. Know your destination, your purpose.
Right.
3, put first things first, prioritize the important, not just the urgent.
Makes sense.
4, think win-win, seek mutual benefit in all interactions.
Yep.
5, seek first to understand, then to be understood, listen with empathy first.
Crucial.
6, synergize value differences and collaborate creatively.
Okay.
And 7, sharpen the saw, renew yourself regularly in body, mind, heart, and spirit.
That's a powerful list.
Yeah.
And there was that bonus thought you mentioned from the source material.
Oh, yes.
Work harder on yourself than your job. That's how you grow from effectiveness to greatness. Really makes you think.
It really does. So maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to ponder. Which one of these 7 habits really resonates with you right now? Where are you in your own journey? And which habit feels like it could be the most powerful starting point for you to become more effective?
That's a great question to leave folks with. Think about how integrating even 1 or 2 of these could start to make a real difference in your life, personally and professionally. Keep exploring these ideas. Until next time, stay intentional, stay effective.